Hi everyone, good afternoon. I'm here at school and I'm going to present the first topic in Earth and Life Science. So ito ay isa sa mga subjects na ino-offer sa senior high school as one of the core subjects natin. So allow me to share my screen. Ito po yun. Ayan. It's all about Earth and Life Science. Let's proceed with the next slide. So this core subject description, this learning area is designed to provide a general background for the understanding of earth science and biology. Also, it presents the history of the earth through geologic time. It discusses their structure, composition, and processes. Issues, concerns, and problems pertaining to natural hazards are also included. It also deals with the basic principles and processes in the study of biology, covers life, processes, and interactions at the cellular organism, population, and ecosystem levels. And i-full screen natin para mas makita ninyo. Okay, ayan. Let's continue. So let's start with the word cosmology. So this topic is all about the formation of the universe. Cosmology is the branch of science that studies about the understanding of the origin, evolution, structure, and the fate of the universe. So dito sa cosmology, dito pinag-aaralan kung saan nagsimula ang lahat tungkol sa pinanggalingan ng ating universe, pati yung kanyang structures. Another, out of this cosmology, maraming theories na nabuo. We have the Big Bang Theory, which is prevailing cosmological model for the early development of the universe. It perceives as massive explosion around 13.7 billion years ago as the age of the universe according to this theory. Then after the explosion, the surroundings were at a high temperature of about 10 billion degree Fahrenheit or ang katumbas ito ay 5.5 billion degrees Celsius. Also, it aggregates of fundamental particles such as neutrons, electrons, and protons. So itong Big Bang Theory na to, ito yung pinaniniwalaan sa lahat ng karamihan aside from creationism. Kasi creationism is the theory naman na ang lahat, especially the universe, ay galing sa nilikha ng Diyos. So next slide po tayo dyan. So ito yung pinapakita sa Big Bang Theory na kung saan may mga 7 stages siya na nangyari. So yung unang stage po is the cosmos goes through a super fast inflation or paglaki. Then expanding from the size of an atom to that grapefruit in a tiny fraction of a second. Then another is yung post-inflation naman. The universe is a seething hot soup of electrons, quarks, and other particles. Then third stage niya is yung rapid cooling. So after niya pagsabog, nag-cool down naman yung universe. Then it permits the quarks to clump into photons and neutrons. Then another po is yung pang-apat, still too hot to form into atoms, charge electrons and protons prevent light from shining. The universe is a super hot fog. Then yung pang-limang stage niya is electrons combined with protons and neutrons to form atoms. So usually ang mga nabuo dito ay ang hydrogen at ang helium. The number 6 is the gravity makes hydrogen and helium gas coalesce to form the giant clouds that will become galaxies. Smaller clumps of gas collapse to form the first stars. Ayan, so formation of stars yan. Then the last part is as galaxies cluster together under gravity, the first stars die and heavy elements into space appear. This will eventually form into stars and other heavenly bodies like planets. So, gano'n lang siya kasimple yung Big Bang Theory. So, ito pa yung isang theory, no? Yung steady state theory. Ito yung mula kay Sir James Jeans noong 1920 at kay Fred Hoyle noong 1915 hanggang 2001. Ito yung kanyang ni-revise. Then si Herman Bondi and Thomas Gold, nagkaroon naman sila ng alternative about Big Bang Theory. According to this theory, states that the universe is always expanding in a constant average density. So, meaning to say, ang space daw ay tuloy-tuloy lang na lumalawak at malaki. Pero may constant siyang paglaki. Hindi siya mabilis, hindi siya mabagal. Kung anong speed niya mula nung umpisa ng paglaki o paglawak ay yung speed niya hanggang ngayon. Then the matter continuously created to form cosmic or celestial bodies. So ito yung, ayan. Another is yung Towards 1960s, na-contradict naman din ito yung steadiness, yung pagiging steady ng universe. And aside from that, marami na-discover like quasars and radio galaxies that are far distance only. This prove that the universe is evolving, not steady. So, yon. So, dito na patunayan na ang steady state theory ay hindi ganon katama or ka-accurate kasi yung quasars and radio galaxies ay mga naging ebidensya na nagpapatunay na ang universe ay hindi steady, kundi evolving. So ito yung steady state model, no? Kung titingnan kasi natin, hindi nagkakalayo-layo yung mga heavenly bodies. Let's say for example, yung mga dots dyan sa bilog ay yung mga heavenly bodies. Hindi sila nagbabago ng distansya, steady lang sila. Pero the universe is expanding. Nga lang, hindi ito accurate. Then another theory is yung cosmic inflation theory, no? Ito yung mula kay Alan Guth and Andre Linde. According to them, the universe is rapidly expanding bubble of pure vacuum energy. Then after expansion and cooling arising from this inflation, the potential energy converted into kinetic energy of matter and radiation. So this theory, pinapakita lang po na ang universe ay tuloy-tuloy sa pag-expand ng isang malaking vacuum energy. And aside from that, after expansion, syempre nag-cool down. Then it forms the other heavenly bodies. And another, may mga observations dito, no? Yung homogeneity of objects in space that used to be in contact got farther away from one another. Therefore, the appearance of flatness, of smoothness ay lumabas din. Then the formation of stars and the star system. So dito, from the word cosmic, talaga may pagsabog talaga. So ito yun, no? Kung sa Big Bang, ayun po yung kanyang starting point, yan, then, nag-expand siya na nag-expand. Ito naman yung inflation point, yung panahon na talagang yung explosion period. So, merong isang mysterious particle na force na nag-accelerate na talagang nagpasabog doon sa sinasabi nating singularity na meron sa universe noon. Then, pumasok yung CMB or cosmic microwave backgrounds. Then, pumasok din yung panahon ng Dark Ages sa kung saan ang mga clouds, ito po yun, of dark hydrogen gas cool and coalesced. Then, the first stars, ito yan, syempre yung mga firstborn stars yan. Nagkaroon ng mga fusions ng mga stars. Then, dahan-dahan na form ang galaxy, syempre. Habang tumatagal po, yung kanyang inflation na hindi na ganun kabilis, hindi gaya dati. It becomes much slower than the early times. Therefore, po, the Big Bang explosion ay tumagal ng 13.7 billion years, according to the astronomers. Now, let's go with another theory or hypothesis, the Nebular Hypothesis. It was presented by Immanuel Kant and Pierre-Simon Laplace in the 18th century. According to them, rotating gas cloud or nebula of extremely hot gas ang naroon. Yung cooled gas, siyempre yung hot gas, habang tumatagal, lumalamig, the nebula start to shrink, become smaller, rotated faster, and forming a disc-like shape. So yung mga disc-like shape na yun, yung mga planets and other heavenly bodies. In angular momentum, yung nebula rotation and the gravitational force from the mass of the nebula form the rings of gas outside. Yung mga nebula na yon nagtuloy-tuloy na lumubog, then the rings condense into various densities of planets and satellites. Tapos yung mga natirang nebula, ito yung makikita na lang natin na nag-form papunta para mabuo yung sun. So ito yung nebular theory, no? Yun nga, sometimes tinawag din itong fog theory kasi nga po may fog na isang fog siya na punong-puno ng mga energy. So ito ay according kay Immanuel Kant. And nagkaroon ng collapsion, ng spinning, then flattening. Then after flattening, nag-condense, then accretion. So yun yung stages ng nebular theory. Then another theory is yung planetesimal tidal theory naman. So this according to Victor Safronov and Thomas Chamberlain and James Jean and Harold Jeffries. So dagdag natin si Forrest Moulton. According to them, the gravity of the space bodies attracted space objects until the object of their gravity was reduced due to the accretion, which also increased the size of planetesimals. Ayan, ito yung Planetesimal Hypothesis. The sun existed before the formation of planets, according to them. Then a star came close to the sun. So nung itong star na to ay lumapit sa sun, dahil sa malakas na gravitational pull, yung small gaseous bodies were separated from the sun. So sumabog. So itong mga bodies na to ay nagdahan mag-cool down, then naging small planets. Then nag-rotate sila, nagkaroon ng accretion, yung iba nag-collide, and it formed the planet. So it's up to you if maniniwala kayo sa Planetesimal Hypothesis. So itong tidal theory pa rin, kay James John and Sir Harold Jeffreys, a star passed close to the sun, where the tidal force or the secondary effect of gravitational pull between the passing star and the sun drew large amount of matter of the sun and the passing star. So ito naman, meron daw isang star na dumaan malapit sa sun and meron siyang tidal force. So, yung sa kanyang gravitational pull na kung saan itong star na to at yung sun ay nagkaroon ng large amount of matter at nagkaroon ng pagsabog. So that's it. Ayusin natin yung camera natin. Ayan. Ayan. The inner planets. So ito yung mga tinatawag natin ding terrestrial planets. No? Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Kadalasan kasi, sila yung malapit sa sun. And aside from that, talagang may lupa sa mga planets ito. Ito naman yung outer planets or gaseous planets. Kasi sila yung kadalasang made up of gas. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. So si Pluto, hindi na siya considered as planet, di ba? Kasi isa na siyang planetoid. Yan yung kabuuan ng ating solar system. Then the advancement and discoveries of the solar system, ito na yung sinabi ko kanina, according to the observations, 2006, Pluto was observed to belong to a different region na kung tinawag nila as Kuiper Belt or outer region of the solar system. Dito sa region na to, it composed frozen volatiles, comets, and asteroids. Therefore, it led to the reclassification of Pluto according to the IAU, International Astronomical Union, as dwarf planet or planetoid nga, instead of being the ninth planet of the solar system. Kasi minsan po, nasa region siya ng solar system. Minsan po, nandun din siya sa region ng Kuiper Belt. Mars, on the other hand, may had a prehistoric living forms. Ayan. So, may mga discoveries daw na ang Mars daw ay may posibleng buhay na organismo. According to NASA or National Astronautics and Space Administration, meron silang nakuhang data from their space rovers, like dry lake bed on sedimentary rocks shaped by microbes that are found on Earth. So, may mga microbes sila. Meron din silang presence ng carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, sulfur, phosphorus, and organic compounds. Meaning to say, may carbon. And meaning to say, may living organism. So, is it possible for us to live in Mars? So, malaki na po yung probability na yan. Kasi may mga discoveries na nagaganap at iba pang studies. Next, another discovery, no? The expansion of the universe is accelerating. Sa ngayon, bumibilis ang kanyang pag-expand. Ayan. 1998, dalawang independent projects na tinawag na Supernova Cosmology Project at ang High-Z Supernova Search Team. According to the observations, na-observe nila na ang space ay nag-expand, accelerating at increasing rate. Using advanced telescope, the distance of Milky Way to the nearby galaxies was measured and the result proved it unexpectedly expanded in the last few years. So, ayan, konting updates lang yan. The farthest interstellar travel is outside the solar system. Ayan, ito yung pinakamalayong travel na nagawa natin sa space. Tinatawag na interstellar travel. Voyager 1, which was launched in 1977. Then in 2012, NASA announced the Voyager 1 has already left the solar system. So nawala na siya sa total control ng NASA. At hindi na siya makita. Then Voyager 1 mission has enabled humans to take samples and images of various celestial bodies. Kasi sinesend po ng Voyager 1, ano to space probe na lang to, no? Wala siyang damang astronomer or living organism. Computer lang. Sinesend yung images na nakukuha gamit ang Voyager 1 dito sa ating NASA or dito sa astronomy center ng mundo. Yan, yun yung Voyager 1. So, here's a simple activity. Reflect upon, no? Do you think there are other life forms exploring the universe aside from humans? Has Earth been explored already by other life forms? So, yung mga tanong na hindi natin pa sigurado kasi hindi tayo makakuha ng evidences. Sabi nga po, in science, to see is to believe. Ayan, so what I have learned so far. So, skip na natin itong mga bahaging to. Ayan. So, let's go with Earth system, no? So, itong Earth system na to, it refers to the Earth's interlacing physical, chemical, and biological changes. Meron tayong Gaia hypothesis stating that the organisms interact with their inorganic surrounding and establish a self-regulating complex system that helps maintain the conditions necessary for life on the planet. So, itong Gaia hypothesis na to, nag-i-interact daw ang living organism sa kanyang inorganic surrounding para mabuhay siya at magstay na, mag-maintain ng kanyang buhay at condition ng kanyang maayos na buhay dito sa planet. So, ito yung mga presume that evolved into 4 subsystem. So, merong subsystem ang Earth. Geosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, and biosphere. Isa-isahin natin sila. So, pag sinabi natin geosphere, from the word geo, meaning solid or land. Solid portion siya ng Earth that includes interior structures like rocks and minerals. Landforms, lahat ng kalupaan, continents, ocean floors, down to the deep depth of the core, and the process that shape Earth's surface, lahat yan ay geosphere. Then meron tayong tinatawag na lithosphere. Ito yung part lamang ng geosphere, no? It covers only the crustal part and upper mantle of Earth. So ito tinatapakan natin, ito yung crust. Part siya ng, ng lithosphere. Then pag nag-go beyond pa tayo pababa, it covers the upper mantle, which is also part of the lithosphere. According to the geologists, yan ay marami pang layers. Meron pa kasi tayong tinatawag na asthenosphere. Then, geologists, by the way, are the scientists that study this part of the Earth. So, sa Earth system, pagdating sa geosphere, meron tayong internal structure and surface features. Meron tayong 3 main layers. Ito yung crust, mantle, and core. So, siyempre, itong tinatapakan natin yung crust, yung mantle na sa ibaba. Then, yung core, yung pinakailalim, which is divided into 2, the inner and the outer core. Different layers change its density, mineral, composition, and thickness with depth. Then, meron tayong 2 types of waves dito sa ilalim, no? Meron tayong P waves and S waves. Yung P waves travels fast through both solid and liquids, while S waves travels slower through solid alone. Let's go with crust. Linawin natin kung anong crust. Actually, itong crust na to, itong tinatapakan natin, it's a variety of igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary rocks. Composed siya ng oxygen, silicon, aluminum, iron, calcium, sodium, potassium, and magnesium. Meron din tayong oceanic crust. So, itong oceanic crust na to, 5 to 10 km thick, composed of basalt, diabase, and gabbro. Mga uri siya ng igneous rocks. So, ang crust ay meron ding continental crust. So, 32 kilometer thick naman ang kapal niya. Composed naman siya ng less dense rocks such as granite. Then, yung mohorovic discontinuity, ito yung velocity of the seismic waves behave differently as they travel through the layer before the mantle. According to Andrea, so siya yung gumawa ng principle na to, yung transitional boundary daw, nagdi-divide daw yan ng crust from the mantle. Ayan. So, ito po, itong portion na to, yung sinasabi ko po kanina, ito yung crust, merong isang layer na naghahati pa dyan. Ayan. So, itong tinatawag na to, itong crust na to hanggang dito sa may mantle, ay lithosphere. Okay po. Pero itong layer na yan, na umati sa crust at sa mantle, ay ang asthenosphere. Then, ito yung outer core, then the inner core. By the way, balikan lang natin na ang mantle meron ding dalawang layer, no? So, yung solid sa liquid portion. Then, sa outer, ito yung inner ng core. So, let's try to pose it. Ayan. So, hopefully, this topic na tungkol sa field ng planets, origins, cosmology, ay nakatulong upang tayo ay higit na maintindihan kung ano ang Earth and Life Science. So, yun na muna for the meantime. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you so much.